Kaizen teaches us something quietly radical. It is not the great leap that alters a life, but the smallest correction, repeated so gently that it almost goes unnoticed. In Japan, improvement is not chased like motivation. It is lived like a rhythm, embedded into ordinary days, as natural as breath. A form of discipline that does not announce itself, but accumulates quietly in the background of existence. And perhaps, as we continue from where we left off in our last reflection, you may notice something important beginning to surface. That personal growth is rarely dramatic in the moment it happens. It is subtle, almost invisible while it is forming. Today, we do not look at productivity tricks or self-improvement formulas. We are not collecting habits as tools. We are observing something older, slower, and far more enduring. Simple Japanese habits, shaped by the Kaizen path, where change does not arrive as an event, but as a quiet shift in who you become. Kaizen, in its most direct translation, means change for the better. But in practice, it is far less about change and far more about continuity. After the turbulence of post-war Japan, this philosophy quietly entered manufacturing systems, most notably within the Toyota production system. It was never designed as a lifestyle trend or a productivity framework for individuals. It was a method of survival through refinement, where progress was measured not in leaps, but in reductions of waste, effort, and unnecessary motion. And yet, over time, something interesting happened. A philosophy built for factories began to reflect something deeply human. Because Kaizen was never truly about machines. It was about attention, about noticing what can be improved without disrupting the integrity of the whole. As W. Edwards Deming once influenced Japanese industry with his ideas on continuous improvement, the underlying truth remained the same. Systems do not transform through intensity, but through consistency. And this is where it quietly connects to what we call self-improvement today, or personal development, or even discipline. In the Kaizen path, there is no obsession with sudden reinvention, no dramatic reset of identity, only a steady alignment, where even the smallest action is treated as part of a longer unfolding. Not urgency, but rhythm. Not effort, but refinement. And slowly, what begins as a method for efficiency becomes a way of living that feels almost invisible in its simplicity. There is a familiar tension in modern life, a quiet frustration that rarely gets named. We set large intentions, new routines, new identities, new versions of ourselves. And yet, somewhere between the beginning and the second week, something dissolves. Not because the desire was absent, but because the structure was unsustainable. Psychologists often refer to this as the intention-behavior gap, the distance between what we want to do and what our daily systems can actually support. And most people try to bridge that gap with intensity. More discipline, more motivation, more force. But force rarely lasts. There is a subtle observation from behavioral science that echoes this. Systems that rely on high emotional energy tend to collapse when emotional energy drops. And emotional energy always drops. This is why even powerful frameworks like habit stacking or modern interpretations of the atomic habits approach often begin with enthusiasm and end in quiet abandonment. Because the mind resists extremes. It resists the all-or-nothing structure that demands transformation before stability. And so life becomes a cycle. Begin, surge, collapse, restart. In Japanese philosophy, particularly within Kaizen thinking, this cycle is almost irrelevant. Not because change is discouraged, but because urgency is removed from its foundation. There is a quiet understanding that anything built too quickly often carries instability within it. As the Zen tradition subtly suggests, do not seek the fruit before the root has taken hold. Yet in contemporary self-improvement culture, we often do the opposite. We chase outcomes before structure, identity before rhythm. And in doing so, we mistake intensity for progress. This is where overwhelm is born, not from lack of effort, but from misaligned scale. The life you are trying to build is not failing because it is impossible. It is failing because it is being asked to arrive all at once, instead of forming gradually, like sediment settling into clarity over time. And Kaizen quietly challenges this entire pattern, not with resistance, but with an entirely different way of approaching change itself. If we step closer to the Kaizen mindset, the first thing we notice is how unremarkable it appears on the surface and how transformative it becomes over time. There is a Japanese concept often used in practice called shuhari. It describes mastery not as sudden brilliance, but as stages. First learning through strict repetition, then gradual adaptation, and finally a quiet form of personal expression. Nothing is rushed. Nothing is skipped. Each stage respects time as a necessary force in shaping skill and identity. Kaizen operates in the same direction. It begins with something almost too simple to take seriously. For example, the 1-minute principle, sometimes used in Japanese habit formation methods. If something can be done in 1 minute, it is done immediately. Not later, not optimized, just completed. At first glance, it feels trivial. But psychologically, it does something subtle. It removes resistance before resistance can form. The mind stops negotiating with the task because the task has been reduced to something almost beneath avoidance. Another quiet practice often seen in Japanese daily structure is the breaking down of tasks until they lose emotional weight. Not clean the entire room, but place one object back in its place. Not become organized, but restore one small area of order. And over time, these fragments accumulate into environments that feel naturally minimal, not because minimalism was pursued as an aesthetic goal, but because excess was never repeatedly reinforced. This is where Kaizen diverges from modern productivity thinking. It is not asking for optimization. It is asking for continuity. There is a line in Japanese philosophy often attributed to Zen influence. Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. The work does not change. Only the awareness within it does. In the same way, Kaizen does not dramatically alter your day. It subtly alters your tolerance for consistency. A small walk becomes a pattern. A small act of order becomes a preference. A small moment of reflection becomes a habit of noticing. And what begins as almost invisible behavior slowly starts to reshape identity itself. Not because you forced change, but because you stopped interrupting it. This is why Kaizen feels different from typical self-improvement language. It does not push you toward a future version of yourself. It quietly teaches you how to remain present long enough for change to form on its own. There is a moment in every quiet transformation that is almost impossible to recognize while it is happening. It does not arrive with clarity. It does not announce itself as change. It simply feels like repetition until one day it no longer does. Consider a simple human pattern observed in behavioral psychology. When actions are repeated in a stable context, the brain begins to encode them as identity rather than effort. What was once deliberate slowly becomes automatic, not through intensity, but through exposure over time. This is where Kaizen reveals its deeper nature. A man begins by reorganizing a single corner of his room each evening. Nothing ambitious, just a small act of restoring order. At first, it feels almost meaningless, but something subtle begins to shift. The environment starts resisting chaos differently. The mind, in turn, begins to tolerate less visual noise. Over weeks, not days, he notices he is thinking more clearly, not because he sought clarity, but because he reduced friction. He does not become minimal. He simply stops adding unnecessary complexity. There is a quiet difference. In Japanese workplace culture influenced by Kaizen, there is a principle called Jinshi Jinbutsu. Go and see for yourself. It is a reminder that understanding does not come from abstraction, but from direct contact with reality. And in the same way, transformation does not come from conceptual motivation, but from repeated interaction with small truths. One small truth at a time. And then, without warning, something changes that is difficult to explain. The effort disappears, not because life became easier, but because resistance stopped being reinforced. This is the paradox of Kaizen. From the outside, nothing appears dramatic. No visible breakthrough. No emotional turning point. But internally, the structure of the person has shifted. The same tasks feel lighter, not because they changed, but because the identity performing them has quietly evolved. And this is the moment most people miss in their pursuit of self-improvement. They look for transformation as an event, when in Kaizen, transformation is always a residue, a byproduct of small repetitions that were never treated as small. In the end, Kaizen does not ask you to become extraordinary. It asks something far quieter, far more sustainable. To remain in motion, even when the motion is small enough to be almost invisible. Because progress, in its truest form, is not the absence of failure, but the continuation of adjustment. There is a Japanese saying often echoed in the spirit of continuous improvement. Even a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. But Kaizen refines this further. It is not just the first step that matters. It is the willingness to take the next one without needing it to feel significant. No perfection, no final version of self. Only a steady alignment with what can be improved today, however small. And over time, something quietly profound happens. Life becomes less about managing transformation and more about allowing it. Not through intensity, not through motivation spikes, but through consistency that no longer demands attention. So as you step away from this reflection, do not search for a dramatic shift. Search for something smaller. One action that requires almost no resistance, yet signals continuity. Because in the Kaizen path, even the smallest effort is never just an action. It is a direction.